Hello, hello. Welcome to Tapping Tuesday. If this is your first time with us today, welcome. And if it's not your first time, welcome back. I'm so happy to be here with you today. If you're wondering what it is that we do here, I'll give you a quick synopsis. We jump right into EFT tapping, which stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. It's an overwhelm and trauma release tool set. I don't go into an explanation exactly of what they are or the scientific backing behind them, although there is plenty. If you're looking for that, then you want to go to our pre-recorded videos that are on our YouTube page, which is EFT Universe on YouTube. What we're about to do now is just jump right into the technique. It's very simple and easy to follow. If you don't know what to do or you're not confident in what to do, just follow along with me and you will have it down by the end of the hour. If you want to participate, what you can do is anything that you feel overwhelmed by. It could be something that you want that you don't have, that you feel like maybe you never will get to have. It could be something that you have that you don't want, like a belief or a feeling. Pardon me. And you can write those in the chat, the live chat, and then I will incorporate those into our tap today. Now, if you don't feel comfortable putting anything in, you don't have to. I will share with you how you can switch around the wording that I'm using to make it specific to you, even if we're not tapping on your specific subject. And if you have any questions, or you do want to tap specifically, but you just don't want to put your name publicly, you can always email me. My email is amanda@eftuniverse.com. I do have one email that I received that I'm going to bring up to our community today. I feel like it's a very worthy tap. And then we will just go from whatever is in your way for whoever's here today. Before we do that, I'm just going to say a quick hello. Hey, Mama Hutch. Hi, Donette. I'm so glad that both of you are here too. And everybody else who's here, hello as well. Let's go ahead and jump right into getting grounded, just getting present in the moment. And I like to do this in a very gentle way. I'm just going to be calling your attention to different body parts, and you don't need to check to see where they are, the different things that I say. Just think about them. It's a way that draws your concentration into right now without a lot of anxiety or effort, because sometimes it doesn't feel safe to be in our bodies. And this is just an easy ask, an easy way to ask yourself. Okay. So go ahead and, oh, hi, Zahara. I'm so happy you're here. It's been a while since I've seen your name. I'm happy to have you. Okay. Let's take a breath in. Hello, beautiful Violet. And I just keep saying hi. Okay, I will say hi to everybody else after we get grounded. Otherwise, I'm going to keep interrupting. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Okay, let's try that again. Let's take another breath in. Okay, and as we're sitting here, go ahead and draw your attention to your earlobes. Think about where your earlobes are right now. Your left earlobe and your right earlobe. And as you're thinking about where they are, remember to breathe. And as we're sitting here, think about the space in between the bottom of your nose and the top of your top lip. Think about that space right there on your face. And breathe. And now picture where in space your clavicles, your collarbones are. The bone that is at the base of your throat on the front that stretches all the way out to the edges of your shoulders. Where are those collarbones? And how about your elbows? Where are your elbows right now? Your left elbow and your right elbow. And if there were a light that were shining out of the tips of your elbows, what direction would those lights be shining? Would they be straight back from you, out to the sides, pointed down at the ground? Remember to breathe. And how about your belly button? Where's your belly button right now? How is your belly button doing? Is it cold? Is it happy? How is the area just directly around your belly button? Is it comfortable? And what about the tops of your thighs? The top of your left thigh and the top of your right thigh. And how about the back of your calves? The opposite of your shins. Where are the backs of your calves right now? And lastly, how about the bottoms of your feet? The bottom of your left foot and the bottom of your right foot. Feel that whole space from the back of your heel up to the tips of your toes. Where are the bottoms of your feet right now? And let's take another breath. I'm going to set a quick intention for this time together. It is my intention that as we are gathered for this next hour of time, that even though we are across the world and in different time zones and different cultures and having different experiences in life, that us being gathered for this intention right now has a lot of strength behind it, and strength across the group, whether you come here feeling strong or you come here lacking that confidence, that feeling, that you just being here, your presence adds to the strength of the group, and that it matters that you're here and you add value by showing up and tapping today. And that as you tap, it is my intention that you will feel better, that you will feel relief, that you will feel empowerment by the end of this session today. Let's take another breath. Okay, I'm going to say hi again. Hello, Fenuta. Gosh, I'm sorry. I was being, what's that called when you switch around letters? I'm so sorry. Fenuta. Tishay. I'm sure your name sounds so much more beautiful than the way that I am trying to say it right now. But I'm so grateful that you're here. And if you want to phonetically spell your name, I will do my absolute best to do it correct. But thank you for saying hello. Hello, Daniela from Germany. Hi, Karen. We're praying for leading. We scheduled book discussion. Oh, okay. Hey, Jen. Thank you, Marie. Okay, and Mama Hutch, let's see. I'm having a temporary setback. My back is out for the next couple of days. Okay, feel you there. I have been able to tap and keep my pain down, trying to not to go into overwhelm. Okay, it is temporary. All right. I like that. We can definitely support you on that. It's been a little while since we've tapped on physical stuff, so we can absolutely do that today. And I'm going to go ahead and read the one. So this is unique because this wasn't an email sent in. This is a community member, I believe a new community member, who just left a note on a recorded live. So what she asked, and I'm not going to say her name, even though her comment's already public. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to ask if I could speak it out loud. So I'm going to omit that. But would you maybe do one about symptoms and how getting upset about them makes them worse, but it's so upsetting when they have taken so much. So, when you're sick of trying and have tried so hard, I feel so negative writing this, having a meltdown, and that's a problem too. I don't know. I do know I judge myself consciously and subconsciously, but feel trapped. So that is a little bit of physical issues tied into the overwhelm as well, and definitely a big expression of the emotional outcome of that. So synchronicity, I'd forgotten that that's what it was about. So we'll absolutely be addressing that. Oh, I pronounced it good. Okay. Yay. Third or fourth try. I got it. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. All right, so let's just go ahead and start on that. So, physical issues, when we have something going on in our body, particularly if it's something that's chronic, meaning it's been over 2, 3 months that we've been dealing with it, something that maybe we've been told, well, you're just going to have to learn to manage it from now on. So, maybe someone of authority has mentioned that you're just never going to get better and you need to manage your expectations. And that can feel really, um, uh, really like a letdown, really disappointing, discouraging. And even if it's something that you have other belief systems that tell you, no, my body can heal, and I don't have to subscribe to that. But maybe there's a part of you that's having difficulty unhooking the opinion of someone that you went to as an authority figure to give you an opinion on what's going on, and holding onto that belief when you haven't found that channel yet of relief, of release, of solution, can also really play with your mind where you feel like, well, maybe I am kidding myself, and maybe it isn't real. And maybe I do have to just manage this. And maybe I'm putting myself through more pain by thinking that it'll go away. It can be really hard to know what to hold on to and to feel a lot of doubt through the process. So, um, when you have something that's really big and vague, I'm going to show you how you can bring it down into a manageable chunk to focus on, to feel empowered, to feel where you can find that grounding space. Okay. So whether it's a physical issue or not, um, you can tap on this with picking something that's just a long-term goal, a long-term issue, that you feel doubts in, that you question your stance, your knowledge, your abilities, anything where you have an outcome that you desire and you just feel like, well, I just have no idea how to get that outcome. And maybe you've tried a lot, but whatever it is, you just feel like this is not easy. Okay, so I'll give you a second to reel that in and clarify that, and we're going to start tapping here. And I'll just share for anybody who's new with tapping with me, I stay on the hand a lot, even though all of the tapping points are very valid and useful. Whenever you're doing a self session, like I know I'm guiding you, but it's still technically I'm guiding you through a self session. The more you have to keep track of, the harder it is to let yourself dive into what you're discovering, and it can become confusing really fast. So I like to just simplify it and stay here most often. But if you feel like, man, I really want to tap here, I really want to go through all the points, please give yourself permission to do that. Don't feel like you have to follow me. I'm here as a guide. And if you ever feel stuck or confused, then you can always bounce back to what I'm doing. Otherwise, if you're feeling confident and, well, this is what I need right now, please feel free to follow that. I encourage that. Okay. The phrasing I will use for this is, let's see, I have doubts. I have doubts in my ability to succeed. I'm gonna keep it there. And I will lean towards some phrasing towards the physical body. But I want to leave the initial phrase really open. If you can change my words to make them more specific to you. Okay. I have doubts in my ability to succeed financially. I have doubts in my ability to release this physical pain. Um, Change it to where it works best for you. As I consider this issue in my life, I acknowledge that I have doubts in my ability to succeed. Even though I know I have doubts in my ability to succeed, I choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though, as I consider this issue in my life, And I feel a lot of feelings and potentially judgments about my doubts of my success in overcoming it. I choose right now to hold space and release those emotions and judgments for a short time. Even though right now I'm very aware of how I feel about my ability to succeed with this issue, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. It really is okay that I have doubts. It's very understandable that I have doubts. This is a big issue, and I have tried a lot. And maybe I haven't seen any success. And maybe I haven't seen success that's equal to my try. And maybe I've seen success, but it didn't last. Whatever happened, that's made me feel so doubtful about my success. I deeply and completely accept myself. And I acknowledge this doubt. Even if it's not the way I want to feel, even if I'm trying so hard to feel another way. I choose right now to tell myself it's okay and it's safe for me to acknowledge my doubts. But I wonder, how is it safe to acknowledge doubts? That doesn't sound safe. I'm pretty sure everybody teaches that if you think about your doubts, if you acknowledge your doubts, you're giving them power, you're going to start thinking that way. You'll never recover from it. You're going to end up manifesting that. Everything that I've heard says that doubts are bad and doubts are scary and they're very powerful. So I should avoid them at all costs. So then what do I do when I have them? It kind of feels like I just can't win. Even though right now, with this situation in my life, it kind of feels like I can't win. I'm open to discovering a new perspective, even if it completely surprises me, comes out of the blue. I'm very, very open to being surprised in a pleasant way. That's not possible. It's not possible for me to be surprised in a pleasant way. That just doesn't make sense. This is hard. It's arduous. It's been around for a long time. I just don't see how something sudden and positive could happen. Even if I have my doubts, I still choose right now to hold space and release these doubts for now. Even if what I'm talking right now is irrational, even if what I'm thinking about right now isn't reality and it doesn't make sense, even if it's ridiculous, I don't care. I'll give it a try. After all, if it doesn't work, I haven't lost anything. It's safe for me to give this a try. Safe to try. Safe to explore. Safe to explore new possibilities. Safe to think positively. Safe to think positively while including all other thoughts, even my doubts. Safe to be creative. Safe to be silly. Safe to be ridiculous. I can't be silly and ridiculous about something that's so serious, about something that is so big and overwhelming and hurtful. Even if there are parts of me that are resistant to what I'm trying right now, I still choose to hold space and just see. Holding space. Holding space for new things. Holding space for different ideas. Okay, so now I'm holding space. Now what? I still have this issue, and I've acknowledged that I have doubts. What is it that I could possibly do right now that would feel any better? I wonder, how do I feel about myself? How do I feel about the fact that I'm going through this right now? Is there some part of me that says, I deserve it? Is there some part of me that says, I brought this on myself? Is there some part of me that says, this outcome makes sense? Whether or not I'm aware of a part of me that is in alignment with my current outcome, I deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder if there is a part of me that's saying this outcome makes sense. Where would I have learned that? Do I believe it in connection to my age, to my upbringing, to my profession, to my lifestyle choices, to my heritage? Do I believe it has something to do with karma, with me as a person, as a soul, as an entity? In what ways have I been told that feeling this way in dealing with this circumstance makes sense? In whatever ways I may have been told, even if they sound really, really practical, right now, I choose to unhook them. I choose to release them. And I don't care if me releasing them doesn't make sense. I'm not trying to be practical right now. I'm trying out new things. I just want to see if I feel better. And I don't even have to tell anyone that I'm releasing the fact that I'm trying this. I just want to see what's possible for me to communicate to my own subconscious brain that we don't have to suffer. We don't have to suffer. It's possible for me to be one of those people who just magically feels better. It's possible for me to be one of those people who defies the odds. It's possible for me to be one of those people one of those people. Is it okay for me to be one of those people? For me to stand out? For me to be different? For me to have a really positive outcome? Yes, it's okay. No way, that's not okay at all. Whether or not I feel it's okay for me to be different, I deeply and completely accept myself. It's okay if I've accepted this outcome because it's normal. It's okay if I've accepted this outcome because it's common. It's okay if I've accepted this outcome because it meets someone else's expectations. For whatever reason that I have agreed, knowingly or unknowingly, to whatever degree was possible for me to shift, I give myself permission to release any judgment connected to it. And I hold space to choose differently. There still may be aspects of what I'm going through that will be a part of my experience. But it's also absolutely true that there are aspects that I can release. I don't need to have. And I give myself permission to explore those, to ask myself, is this one of those things that I need? Or is this an aspect that I can release? And I give myself permission to find my own definition in this journey, whether it looks a lot the same as other people, or it looks very, very different. It is safe for me to have my journey. It is safe for me to adjust my outcome. It is safe and okay for me to have conversations with my own body and my own brain and collaborate for a better outcome. My body. Collaboration. My body. My chosen outcome. My body. Asking questions. My body. Figuring out what I want. my body. Permission to shift. And as I give myself this permission, and I allow myself permission to change in a positive way, it may happen immediately. It may happen in big chunks. It may happen over time, and it may happen in little pieces. However it happens, I choose to see the progress, and I choose to celebrate it and trust it. And if there's ever a time where I'm experiencing something where I wonder, do I need this? Or is this something that I can change? I give myself permission to ask. And I hold space for it to always be okay for me to ask. Even if I've asked before, it's always okay for me to check in. And I appreciate my own attention in this experience. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, and take a breath. All right, so that went a little psychological. Hopefully that brought a few pieces of awareness, some empowerment on ways that you can look at what you're going through. If you want to tap more specifically on just releasing pain, just tell me in the comments and we'll do that too. All right, I'm going to read what you've written. I'm getting better, so I want to stay in a good temporary place. Okay, we can also do a positive tap at the very end, Mama Hutch, like we've done multiple times before. So we'll end on a high note. Hi, Dr. Scott. Okay, physical should always look good. Sick of managing, won't accept that. Yes, I'm not good at the opinions. It's full of them. Yep. Hi, beautiful Kylie. Okay, yes, I'm okay with being an outlier. Yay. Yay. Okay, I'm so happy. All right. So that's all the suggestions that we've had written in so far. So I need new ones. Who's got something? I'll give you just a second to type into the chat. If nothing pops up, that's okay. I don't want you to feel pressured to share if you're not up for it. I will select something on my own. There's just for prompts, if the weather's changing where you are, sometimes that can bring things up. The time of year, I know here in the United States, we're getting into holiday season. I don't know if that's true everywhere in the world. And that can have some limiting beliefs popping up there, some difficulties or missing someone. There are positive tappings that we can do. Increasing memory, increasing immunity, just feeling happier, feeling stronger, lots of positive things. Okay, Violet is saying permission to feel emotions instead of masking them. Oh, okay. With physical symptoms like migraines, mental well-being, work-life balance, grief. Okay. Releasing stuck emotions. Okay. Thank you. Thank you both for that. And thanks for kind of having matching things. Tired and weary, looking forward to a break. I don't know if it's part of my intrusive thought. Interesting. Okay, so Zahara, Zahara said, I get pain when I'm tapping. I don't know if it's part of my intrusive thought. So I'm curious, what type of pain? Is it like it just gets tender the more you tap? Because the places where we are tapping, when there is clogged energy there, and this goes into more of an Eastern medicine train of thought than Western medicine, but they will be sensitive. The areas absolutely can be tender while you're tapping on them. We don't want you to be feeling pain. So you can switch to what's called the touch and breathe method. This is something that has been clinically studied. So it is a valid technique that you can use where instead of the percussive tapping, you simply hold the area, and you do want to focus on where you're holding. So it takes a little bit more brain um, activity to focus on it while you're also speaking. But just imagine like energy coming out of your fingertips and going into that spot, and then that signal is going to your brain. But you can just hold the areas instead of the tapping and see if that feels better for you. That can be common. So maybe give that a try. Okay, let's go into talk about emotions. It's like a hurting tingle. Okay. Try the touch and breathe and see how that works for you. And if you're like, oh well, I don't feel it here, I just feel it on these three, you could skip those as well. But I would be curious to know how just holding does for you. Um, okay, so tapping on emotions. I feel emotions. And what? What angle should we go for that? I have judgments. Okay, even though I have judgments about my emotions. Let's take that. Okay. I'm going to start here. Even though I have judgments about the emotions that I have, I deeply and completely accept myself. I do not accept myself. When I say I accept myself because of my emotions, that feels like a lie. Even if, as I say that right now, I don't believe it, I still choose to hold space and to deeply and completely accept myself to the best of my ability. Even though, as I consider all of the judgments that I have on my emotions, and I'm starting to see how intense they are, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself anyway. Even though right now I have a lot of judgments against my own emotions, and I don't want that, but I don't know how to change it or let it go, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. These judgments, these deep judgments, these hurtful judgments, these judgments on myself, these judgments on my emotions, release. These judgments. Release. My emotions. my big emotions. I wonder, why are emotions so complicated? Why is the way that I feel something that is so difficult? Maybe it's because I was greatly judged for my emotions early in life. Maybe I'm still greatly judged for my emotions now. Maybe it's because I had different standards and ideals placed upon me that I've agreed to live with. Maybe it has to do with my ethnicity, with my gender, with my age, with my economic status, with my job, with my personality. Whatever reasons that I have told myself that my emotions are not okay, I choose right now to release them. I choose right now to break free from all of them. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to go running, screaming around somewhere where that's not culturally accepted. It's okay for me to read the room and act according to what I feel is appropriate. But I choose to release anything inside of myself related to my emotions. It is okay for me to react however I want inside of myself. It is okay for me to process however I choose when I'm by myself or when I'm with someone that I trust and love who's supportive of me. I give myself permission. And maybe it's the first time I've had permission. And maybe that feels a little vulnerable or different and new. And that's okay, because maybe vulnerable and different and new is good. My emotions. But my emotions are messy. And my emotions are big. Ugh. Who cares? I don't care if my emotions are big. I don't care if my emotions are messy. I don't even care if they're helpful. They are my emotions, and I deserve to see what all's in my box. Because if I'm carrying them around, I should at least be well acquainted with who they are. I'm done with hiding them. It may be helpful to address them. It may not be helpful to address them. But I give myself permission to find out. I give myself permission to try. It is okay for me to be acquainted with all sides of myself. The sides that feel like they have social acceptance, the sides that feel like they're private and personal and I don't care to share them, the sides that feel like they would be socially shamed. It's not for anybody else. This is for me. And I can choose if I do want to share my emotions with anyone. But what if I'm afraid? What if I'm afraid of how other people are going to react? What if I want to express, but I don't want people to judge me or leave me or say negative things about me? Well, that's understandable. Those don't sound happy. I, I wouldn't choose that if I could choose something else. But is that the question I want to ask? Maybe that's the question I've been asking, but maybe it's okay for me to also ask, what ways do I need to express to feel better? What do I need to express to myself? And what do I need to express outwardly to others? And what if they do choose to respond negatively? That could be painful. And it may cause me to have shifts in some of my relationships. And maybe I'm ready for that. And maybe I'm not. But I don't have to do everything at once. It's okay for me to start at step one and get real comfortable there first. And I don't ever have to choose step 2, 3, 4, 5, 17, 18, 23, 46, 113 if I don't want to. Just because I start making shifts doesn't mean I have to choose into every single shift I can see. It's okay for me to weigh my options and choose for whatever gives me the best hope for the outcome that I want. So I wonder, what is the first step then with my emotions? Maybe the first step is my own permission, my own acknowledgement, my own relationships with my emotions. Maybe I don't even know what to call them. Maybe I don't even know how to identify everything that I feel because I never have identified them. That could be a place to start. And maybe as I build these relationships, it will give me a better understanding of what I want to do next. An understanding that I don't have right now because I haven't done that yet. So I give myself permission to take this process one step at a time and to allow myself to make decisions as I go. My emotions. My relationship with my emotions. My permissions with my emotions. My shares with my emotions. My decisions. My progress. My choice. My timeline. my safety, my acknowledgement. And as I allow this journey with my own emotions to be what works best for me, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, take a breath. I hope that feels good. Okay, let me see here. Okay, Marie, how effective is surrogate tapping on adults? So that is also been clinically studied. I'm trying to think of it. It's not called surrogate. Surrogate tapping is considered in the clinical EFT world is considered when you're tapping on your body, but you're tapping for another person that may or may not even be in the room. So if there have been studies on it, if you look it up, that's what surrogate tapping is going to be. There's using a tappy doll. The word is escaping me what it's called, but using a tapping assistant, and it's very effective. It utilizes mirror neurons in the body. As long as it is an object that you can kind of place your I don't want to phrase it that way because that sounds too woo woo. Like your consciousness into is what I was going to say. But you can look at a doll and you can think, yeah, this could be me when I was a child, and you're tapping on you as a child, or you can, yeah, this could be what my inner person looks like. As long as you can relate to the object that you're tapping on, even if it's like a stuffed turtle, but you're like, oh, this turtle has a face, I have a face, then it works. As long as it feels relatable, then it is proven clinically to be highly, 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 highly effective. So thank you for bringing that up. That also could be an option for you, Zahara. And I do have videos on that. If you want to see specific videos, email me and I will send you the link to it. But that's as much as I'm going to go into it right now. Touch and breathe. It's the karate chop part of my hand hurts. Okay. Tap it all. I hold the location. Just reading how you two are talking. I appreciate the shares. Okay, so hopefully, Zahara, you felt like you got that support from multiple people on the touch and breathe method. And I really, truly am interested to know how that worked for you. Okay, my timeline that hit home. So facing ages to push retire. You're so welcome, Lauren. For touch and breathe, do you have to push, squeeze, massage, or just touch? I'm not confident in using it on clients yet. Okay, all of the above is fine. I would say going off of what the person intuitively feels, and you could ask them to just give it a shot. It's if you're not sure if something's going to work before you go into something that's big and heavy, and this is whether you're doing it on yourself or tapping with somebody, you can try it on something like just notice and go, okay, I feel a little bit of stiffness in my mid back that's at like a 4. And then you tap on that, something that's not likely to go any deeper, something that's very surface level. And you're saying, I'm going to tap on this for a minute. I just want to see if it's going to shift. So if they hold and they're like, I didn't really connect with that, but they're like, oh yeah, if I wiggle, then my brain's like, oh, now I understand the signal. So it's that aha moment of where you do feel that confidence boost. Your person feels that confidence boost. Whoever it is that's tapping is what matters, because it's that ignition of connection with the subconscious brain. So whatever the subconscious brain is acknowledging as, yep, that'll do, I'll accept that as a signal, that's what you're looking for. Yeah, let me know if that helps. I'll think of other things too, and feel free to email me with that. Okay, great advice. Okay, awesome. I'm glad that makes you less nervous. All right, let's end with just a positive tap, an empowering tap. I'm going to go for permission for the good things I'm reaching for. Okay. All right, let's get into that. As I come to the end of this tapping session today, I allow myself to feel gratitude for being able to share this experience with people who have value and strength and offer connection in a space that feels good to me. And as I have my last few minutes of tapping, I allow myself to focus in on the good things that I'm reaching for in my life. And as I focus in on them, it may feel really happy. I may feel hesitant. I may start to hear or feel the doubts and the tasks and all of the things that are in between me and the things that I want. But right now, I hold space for just me and just the thing, and everything else in between, I release. Right now, I see a clear pathway, and I choose to connect myself to what I want with this strong, beautiful intention. And I choose to trust that this intention has power, that it has real focus, that it has real value. And I give my brain permission to align with receiving this. Even if there are things in my way, even if there are tasks that still need to be accomplished, that's okay. That's not my focus. I'm not giving my energy to the task. I'm not giving my energy to the issues. Right now, I'm focusing on what I want. And I allow myself to be filled with all of the hope, all of the peace, all of the joy, maybe the surprise, all of the excitement, all of the energy, everything that comes along with receiving the good things that I want, receiving what I want, permission to receive, permission to connect with my outcome, even if I feel like it's far away, even if some part of me says it's irrational. Right now, I choose to set all judgments aside, and I connect with my desire. My connection. My connection with what I want. And I give myself permission to feel confidence in it, to feel strength in it. And I release any expectations or judgments that I have of that I have to earn it first or that I have to prove it first. No, I don't. That's silly. Maybe I've believed that in the past because it sounded right, because it sounded good, and it gave me something as a pass fail. But right now, I choose to release any pass fail, any barrier, any boundary. And I simply choose to connect with what's good, with what feels good, with the good thing that I want. And I choose to connect with all of the good feelings that that will bring about for me. And as I allow myself to align with the positive, to align with the possibilities, to align with the yeses, I give myself permission to accept every single one of those as they come across my path. And maybe I can just fill up my basket right now with yeses. And maybe it'll be a little bit more of a scavenger hunt. And however it works, that's okay. But I choose right now to see my yeses, to receive my yeses. I choose to allow my excitement, my belief, my trust to be positive signs and to be strengths as I continue along this journey to receive what I want. And I allow my body and my mind to be completely full with positivity. And if something starts to creep in that I don't want, I give myself permission to excuse it. And I can still work through the things that need to be done. That's okay. But it's okay for me to do it from this positive space. Maybe I don't have to wait until I get there to feel good about getting there. Maybe it can feel good the whole time. And as I offer myself this really happy space to take along with me throughout my day, throughout my week, throughout my month, throughout the rest of this year, even throughout the rest of my lifetime, I accept all of the strength that I receive from this. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, take a breath. Yay! Thank you for tapping with me today. I hope that you feel better. Just take 1 second and think back to the beginning of the tap where we set our intention, where we were holding space to feel better. Do you feel more empowered? Do you feel valued and seen? Do you feel better? I sure hope so, because you are definitely thought of and you are very much loved. Thank you for being a part of this community. I will be thinking about you and holding space for you in my heart. I hope to see you next week, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Again, if you want to email me, my email is amanda@eftuniverse.com. Any questions, any discussions that we've had today, I love when you guys bring those up. If there's more that you have, please email me. Sometimes they even turn into the videos that I post on Fridays. So, and I'll let you know if I do make a video on your questions so that you can also have that as a resource. All right. Mwah. Have a wonderful week. I hope to see you next Tuesday. I almost said Wednesday. It's Tuesday. Okay. Bye.